What is up, my dudes? Okay, boys, we got a new update. This came out August 18th, so it's been a few days. I had no idea that MX vs. ATV was going to come back and do a third update. This is update number 3, okay? So we had the first one that was like the smaller patch. I think it gave the bike more traction, not as much slip and slide. And then that second update came out, did even more to the physics and everything like that. So this is this third update. I'm just going to read through these highlights and we'll go in there and check out the new track changes. I think that's one of the biggest things this update is they have updated the High Point and Washougal tracks for 2022 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross tracks, okay? So let's just read through these highlights real quick. If you want to pause the video, you can look at all this shit, but we ain't got time for that, bro. Okay, so it says, added the ability to create custom online events while in a squad compound. Added a timer to the results screen online. Increased ATV suspension capabilities. You know, Spency Boy ain't just trying to move the body, bro. We're trying to move the soul out here, bro. Oh, shit. So, and then the next thing is updated High Point and Washougal tracks for da-da-da-da. We already said that. Fix bug causes control settings to be reset. Fix for the max and factory mechanic achievement. Failing to unlock many bug fixes. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, boys. Here we are on the first track that they've apparently updated. This is High Point. Let's take a little look-ski. Okay. Might be a little difficult for me to remember exactly what these tracks were like before the updates. I certainly rode on them. I would have to go back and look at some of my other videos to really... Bro, I've rode on like 10,420 different renditions of all these different replica tracks from MXM to Reflex to, you know, All Out. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely a little bit of, you know, brain fog fart in there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, boys? Okay, so, but mainly I think this update seems to be more like a bug fix style update. Boy, it does seem like they've amped up the pre-made on this track. I don't remember. Oh, shit. Daddies. Whoa, Spitzy boy. Settle down there, buddy boy. Didn't have to hit the damn NOS button. Didn't have to suck down that much tea this morning, bro. Oh, man. Yeah, this track definitely feels different, for sure. Seems like the berms and the pre-made ruts are peaked up more. Like they're bigger than I remember them being before. Interesting. I don't know exactly how much has changed, like jump face wise, but bro, that has to be more pre-made than what was there. This seems bigger. Like that jump right there definitely seems bigger. I don't know how much of this has been changed, but yeah. I don't know. This section right here turned out to be super small scaling for some reason. Some of these national tracks just got like that, man. Like these 2022 ones for Legends, for whatever reason. Look how narrow this is, bro. Oh, man. Just letting some of you know, like, keep that shit in mind, bro. This is not like a milestone game where it's like, you know, the shit might get updated like 3-4 months later and it's probably not even really that much of a gameplay update. No, this is like Legends is already a completely different game physics-wise than it was when it very first came out. It's literally a totally different game already. So to all of you that had like a certain opinion on it when it first came out, I really... You know the Spency boy don't lie to you, bro. You know the Spency boy... Bro... I mean, has there ever been somebody that has been more, like, opinionated? Let me tell it like it is. Let me, you know. So, when I tell you something like, you need to go back in here and play this game again, if you've not played it since these, you know, 3 updates, you need to go in there and give it another try. It's definitely worth doing that for sure. And, you know, I think it's easy when a game first comes out to kind of, give you that first impression or that certain kind of feeling, and then it may turn you off to the game. But boy, I mean, they have certainly done some things here with these physics on Legends that just, it definitely feels better to me overall. Ground physics, air physics, I definitely think they are going in some of the right directions, physics updating wise, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And if I still thought this was like, it seems to me like it's getting, like it's not as, maybe as arcadey as it was when it first came out or something like that, maybe. You know, kind of like tightened up the physics, and not to mention the gearbox update. That was a fucking massive problem they had when the game first came out, where the bikes weren't even actually having proper like acceleration and momentum and all that shit. They weren't having any of that because there was a gearbox bug that was like restricting the bike from going the proper speed. So the bikes weren't even going their normal speed. Here's this triple. I'm over jumping everything today. You know, sometimes, you know, depth perception gets a little off, if you know what I'm saying, boys. If you know what I'm saying, boys. Ah, man. Okay. So, oh, shit. That's a hook. Alrighty. But, yeah. But as far as this track right here, I mean, some of these berms may have been built up a little more, or it may have simply just been a layout, like, slight layout difference. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you the differences, bro. But it does feel better. So let's go to Washougal here, and we'll see. I've rode on that one more recently, so I should be able to tell the differences on that one. Okay, that jump's different for sure. This is different. Yeah. That's definitely different. Okay. Interesting. Like, little changes going on here. Not massive. Definitely not massive changes. Little quad. Yeah, the bike just seems to be kind of keeping its natural, like, momentum like it should be now. Whereas before it was like this weird stop and go bullshit. Even if you were maximum on the throttle, it was doing all this weird shit with the gearbox and all of that. Now it's so much more of like a natural, just the bike just kind of carries itself like a bike actually would. Okay, that is interesting. Okay, the inside right there is different. I don't remember that being like a little hip jump. So it looks like some minor differences on some of the jumps, like adding like an inside double that wasn't there before, or I think this might be a little more peaked right here. Yeah. That's got to be more peaked than it was. I mean, I remember over jumping that before, but you wouldn't jump to the moon and back like that. So it just seems to be like little changes like that, you know, like peaking up this jump a little bit more than it was, or building this berm up a little bit more than it was. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Seems like you can jump further down into that than you could before. Let's see. I don't remember that being like a triple, like a little triple jump before. Did they add a little bit of roughness to this inside? You know, it seems to be like little things like that. I don't know exactly, though. It may tell you more of that if you actually read down through the patch notes. It probably does. But that's still a interesting jump right there. But this right here, yeah, that used to be like, like you wouldn't have over jumped that double right there that far before. And they added a little lip right here where you can now easily jump this. You can easily double that, whereas before it was really tricky to double that. You know, a couple little changes like that, it seems, here. Bro, look at the momentum system of the game now, though. Holy shit. Feels like you're on a rocket ship now, dude. This is the 252 stroke, by the way, which I still think is the fastest bike in the game, crazily enough. But, like, holy shit. This ain't even the quote-unquote what should be the fastest bike in the game, the 450. Just imagine if the 450 actually had the acceleration and speed difference to the 252 stroke, like in real life, in the game. You just imagine how fast the 450s would be at that point. Yeah, see this little hip, this hip double? That was not that big before. Definitely not. And they might have added a little bit more roughness here and there, but yeah. So those are some of the changes I can see, but mainly this update seems to be more of fixing a bunch of crazy bugs. It did adjust a little bit of the ATV suspension or whatever. So if you're, you know, if you play a lot of ATV stuff in these games, then that may be something beneficial to you, but I don't normally cover the ATV side of these games. So, like when I go in here and review these game stuff, I very rarely go in there and talk about the other vehicles. They're kind of just more of like an additive to me, like a, let's not pretend like, I mean, they definitely make these MX versus ATV games more so built around the dirt bike, motocross side of things. You know, that's more like what it's all about in a sense, but so I kind of look at the ATVs and the UTVs and the helicopters and the monster trucks. Oh, wait, they don't do that shit anymore, bro. But I look at all of those kind of like as extra additive. It's not as important to have those other vehicles feeling as good as the bikes in the games. That's the majority of the reason why people, I feel like most people are buying these games for the dirt bike gameplay. There is, you know, I feel like there is probably a decent portion of people that are buying it just to ride on a bunch of different, you know, kind of like as a outdoor free ride style game. So it's like, you know, ride on anything or whatever. But yeah, either way, this is update number 3. Really cool to see MX vs. ATV staying on it. You know, not letting some of those core critical bugs and issues with the game bring it down super fast, right? Like I say, if you've not played this game in a minute, you know, you played it when it first came out, then you're like, fuck this. I definitely think it's worth coming back to, man, for sure. Certainly worth coming back to, big dogs.